Okay, class, where we are now is to talk about the cranial nerves. But however, nerves, remember, are in the peripheral nervous system, so we'll talk about them again to a certain extent. But we also talk about them in the brain chapter. All right, we have 12 nerves coming off the brain. Each one of those has a special name. For example, Cranial Nerve One is the olfactory. Cranial Nerve Two, the ocular. Cranial Nerve Two is the optic. Cranial Nerve Three is the oculomotor. 4 is the trochlear. 5 is the trigeminal. 6 is the abducens. 7 the facial. 8 the vestibulocochlear. 9 the glossopharyngeal. 10 the vagus. 11 the accessory. And 12 the hypoglossal. Each of these do different things. All right. Some of these nerves are what we call mixed nerves, and some are pure nerves. Okay. So one, olfactory, where you smell from, is pure sensory. You smell from it. 2, optic, that's where you see from. That's, sensory. The oculomotor is not at all, it's all muscular. And the oculomotor, I'm going to come over here, get over here. The oculomotor, cranial nerve 3, controls your eye muscles. Those eye muscles. Remember the frontal eye field? Those eye muscles. It's controlling those extraocular muscles. Okay? Cranial nerve 4 also controls some of these eye muscles. Now you see these Roman numerals. You say, how did they get those Roman numerals going? Well, here's the deal. Cranial Nerve 1 is so here's the underside of the brain. You're going straight down, starting in the superior aspect or the anterior aspect. Here's Cranial Nerve 1. Then you go to 2, so the numbers are in accordance of how far down in the brain you go. How far down in the brain you go. So some of them even come off way down here in the medulla area. Okay. So there's the midbrain. So cranial nerve 1 comes off the midbrain. Cranial nerve 4 comes off the midbrain. Okay. 4 also controls some of the eye muscles. So we go here. Let me go back to here. It also controls some of these eye muscles. 4. 5 is the trigeminal nerve. Okay. And what the trigeminal nerve does, 3 branches, ophthalmic, maxillary, motor to muscles of mastication, sensory of the anterior third of the tongue. So that's it has 3 branches to it. Then we get to 6, which is coming off the pons. Motor to lateral rectus of the eye. That's another eye muscle. Okay, just to show you. So here's 6. 7 is your facial nerve. That gives the nerve, that's the muscle to give the nerves of facial expression. So I'm going to go back to 5. 5 primarily gives pain reception to the face. You got an ophthalmic division. That's like the forehead and so forth. Ophthalmic division. Let me go here. Of 5. Ophthalmic, maxillary, upper jaw, mandibular. Okay. And it gives motor to the muscles of mastication, chewing. But it gives sensory also anterior. Okay. So that's the trigeminal. Okay, the trigeminal then does some motor, okay, and some general, some sensory general. The facial nerve handles the muscles of facial expression. Let's do that. Here's 7. Muscles to facial expression, 5 branches. Okay. We go to 8, that's the vestibulocochlear. That's the one dealing with the ear and balance. That's really the ear. That's coming off the inner ear area. Okay? That's called vestibulocochlear. The reason it's called vestibulocochlear is because, where to go with it? Oh, don't see it there. But the vestibulocochlear, which is this one here, which is 8, handles balance and hearing. All right. Then we go down to, that's 7. Okay. Then I'm going to 10, and I don't know how I don't know what happened. So I'm going now to 9, the glossopharyngeal, swallowing and the tongue. 10 is the vagus, that's a big boy. 10 only cranial step that goes beyond. We're going to be talking about 10 goes to the heart. It goes to all the stuff down like the heart, the blood vessels, all kind of stuff. 11 is formed by the union of cranial roots. It works the muscles like the trapezius muscle, sternocleidomastoid. You'll look at some muscles. And then we got 12 that goes to the tongue muscles. Hypoglossal under the tongue muscles. So anyway, we'll talk about these again. This was just a run through, but we have 12. I don't know how I missed 7 and 8. 8 and 9 in my deal here. But anyway, that's what we're looking at. Okay. All right. So that takes care of the cranial nerves. A little brief dossier on those, and we'll do it again, like I said, in a different setting. All right. So that then brings us to the functional brain system, and I'm going to close this out here. Close this out here and do another one.